Hello again, YouTube, and once again I bring before you my 284 Berkshire. I did send $7.79 to Walters and they were able to fix her. It was a crank pin that had come loose. That's the more specific side of things. And you can see, of course, once again my lighting isn't very good, and using my own digital camera again doesn't help. For those that watch this and do wonder when I'm going to get a regular video camera, when I save up enough money for it. The first things first, I gotta make sure I get a job so I can. And of course you see most of the cars that are on here on the train that she pulls have already been here before. Of course, you see my Deluxe Innovations Triple Crown trailer and that baggage car I'll get to in a minute. What you see now, I'll put it where it's easier to see it. Here we go. Deluxe Innovations made, a couple are made. Sorry about the lowering below the table. Anyway, of course, like I said, Deluxe Innovations. I had told you guys before. Move this out of the way. Fans blowing and that. Anyway, I had told you before that this was desperately needed for that Triple Crown trailer and any other road railers I bought. Well, here you go. This is it. Well, the only problem I've had with it is the radius of curves I have on my Unitrack loop are a little too tight for it, and at certain points the coupler comes to detach. I'm working to fix that. Thankfully, as you can see, the outer loop is wider radius and will accommodate this thing better. Kind of like the front truck on 779. For some odd reason, I don't know why it's doing it now. It didn't do this before I sent her to Walters. The lead wheels tend to derail right about in here. However, since I don't go at very fast speeds, I'm not worried about the train derailing or any damage being done. Yet. I still got to be careful of that and we'll figure out why it's doing that now. Thankfully I got this re-railer crossing here. Anyway. Move by hand, move 779 forward a little. So you can see these beauties. Norfolk Southern Beth Gone Coal Porters. Bought these at Jason's House of Trains and they have the same running number. I did take a class on weathering, painting, airbrushing of sorts, and of course decaling freight cars. Of course, with me doing N scale, it's going to be a little more difficult because it's smaller. Anyway, same running number, 10422. Once I get the proper things I need, that is going to change. As of course you can see, I have a ruler trying to balance things out on my track here. Reason for the ruler is because this piece right here, going over the roadbed, as you can see, still does it slightly because of the incline, tends to bow up. It's not bowing up it's less of a bend up, but it was detaching cars from trains. Yeah, that was the big issue I had. Now this car here, I've showed it before if I recall right. What happened was I finally was able to order some couplers and trucks from Microtrains. This is a Microtrains car, so I was able to do that. And of course, even though I didn't have $7.79 at the time I got the couplers and trucks bought, paid for, and put on here, I did test rolling it around by putting all my knuckle coupler cars together, just rolling them around for fun. Of course, what helps is having that old seen better days dummy F7A by Bachmann. But anyway, as I told you before, I was going to show you something. That baggage car you saw. This is it right here. Made by Concord. Thankfully, knuckle couplers. The unfortunate thing about these couplers is they're dummies. Anyway, it's Phase 4B colors, for those that couldn't tell. And it's got some decent detailing. Took me a while to finally get this. I'd been wanting this for a while, and I finally was able to get it from the train exchange. And, oh, my graduation present. Yes, this was also from the train exchange. A Union Pacific Articulate Auto Carrier. I know you could probably only see the TTX more clearly, but for those that look right below the TTX logo, there's the UP logo. And you see the small screws there? Fun trying to get those in there with this thing. Too big for them. There's a screwdriver that will accommodate my working with the smaller screws, but it's somewhere in the house that we have to look for it, because it's been a while since that screwdriver set that it's a part of was used. And, oh, one last thing. Yes, for those that can tell, horn couplers, yuck. But this, I believe, is by Roundhouse. I put this together myself. It was a kit. And of course, because it was a kit, it was a little cheaper to buy. As you can see, if you can tell, I paid $7.25 for it. Probably be a little clearer if I'd left the paper in there, but anyway. Of course, the original price was $8.78 or $9, I believe. Yeah, that thing was a pain in the butt to put together. I'm gonna have to remember the next time I get a little kit to put together. That one has knuckle couplers, active knuckle couplers like Katie or something, or even micro trains. And two, it's not a tank car, because those things, at least in my opinion, are a bear to put together, especially the beer cans. Anyway, I do believe in the beginning of the video I promised showing you a run of 779 with her probably 10-car train, 10, 11, 12-car train. And of course, as I said before, Union Pacific Auto Carrier, still haven't got a replacement coupler for the back, trucker coupler for the back, so it's gonna have to be the rear car, like I said before, until I can get a replacement. Because although I was able to find the spring later on, it had popped out when I was looking at it, and it snagged on something I think it snagged on my shirt when I was looking at it, and the coupler assembly fell apart. I was able to put it back together, but I didn't realize that a spring had come out. And so, but I did find the spring, and now it's somewhere on the floor, probably mangled beyond recognition, because when I tried to hold on to it and look at it, and I was getting ready to put it back in the case right here, it sprung out like normal things it does, and now it's somewhere on the floor. Who knows, it might have been sucked up in the trash, and it's probably in the landfill now, which stinks, because I really was looking forward to the challenge of trying to put that back in there. Anyway, I delayed the run long enough. I do believe I did show you that. My mind's been going 1,000 miles an hour. A lot of us have been scatterbrained with the loss of my grandma, who did used to live here. Well, didn't, and it's been tough. However, I'm not going to let that get me down and deter me from doing things like model railroading. Anyway, here we go. Of course, like I was talking about, the front truck coming loose. Okay, now here we go. happen again. Forgive me for just a moment while I back her up. That's the one thing I hate about the two Bachmann cars I have. They've also got dummy couplers. Some of the newer Bachmann cars I've seen at Train Exchange have actual working knuckle couplers with the little thing that identifies air hoses. There's a logging car I wouldn't mind getting. Probably fit for the era that 779's from. Probably wouldn't suit the type of train she pulled. The real one, I mean. Anyway, I hated to cut the run short, but if it's going to keep derailing, or either derailing or the car's coming undone, there's not much I can do to stop it, is there? Anyway, that wraps it up. If you feel like some of this was a waste of time, I understand. I just request that you don't negatively comment about it. If you want to dislike it, that's okay. It's not going to hurt my feelings, like some people probably would be crying about it. Anyway, I'm hoping that the next time I show you my layout, there's going to be at least some track down. I do have plenty of flex track over here, and a switch, waiting to go where they need to go. It's all just a matter of when I take the time to do it all. Anyway, like I said, this wraps it up. Once again, apologize for the coupler error caused by this little bit right here. Partially because of the ruler, I believe. Thankfully, I won't have that problem when I get the track down all the way around here and have power going to it. Anyway, until next time, this is Jameson DE signing out.